Hello everyone, and welcome to something a bit different on my channel. It's still F1 related, and you may be thinking, how can Football Manager be F1 related? Well, someone on FM Scout, I think it was, I'll leave the link in the description, managed to create a database, which is what everything runs off on Football Manager. Managed to create a database with the F1 teams, but they're in their own league. So I decided to find out how it would all work. I'm just going to go and find the league now. Formula One. There it is. Formula One Premier League. And here it is. Obviously, it's got all the teams. The badges are a bit weird on here. I don't know why they don't work on there, but if I click on a team, they do work. So it's all fine. I've done the badges myself because the ones he used were a bit weird, to be honest. I don't know where he got them from. But all the teams are here. You can have a look at them. Obviously, they've got the real life football players in there. Obviously, the stadiums are all custom as well. We've got Haas here, the Bruce Arena, an American manager, obviously. McLaren. They've got now. I don't know why he's called that on the game, because it's obviously Ronald Koeman. I don't know why that's happened on the game, but anyway, moving on. Then we've got Mercedes, who have Luis Enrique in charge, and we've got Neymar as well. So I think Mercedes, what he's done is he's given Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull the best players in the world, and all the other teams have kind of got, you know, like almost better players, but they're not as good as the top three teams. Obviously, he's got Company and Fabrias, and he's slapping Bilic in charge of Renault for some reason. I don't know why. Sauber then, you've got Francesco Guidolin in charge. Used to be Swansea manager. So that's an interesting choice there from Sauber. Toro Rosso, never heard of him. That's probably why I've never heard of him, because he's a manager in Spain. So this should be quite interesting then. And lastly, Williams. They got Louis van Gaal in charge. I find that funny because I'm a United fan. He used to manage Man United. It was the worst time of year. Obviously, then take a look at the squads. Then there's the squads. For some reason, they're all greyed out. They're obviously all fake. So obviously they've got a few real players in there. Like, look, they've got Suso, and he's basically what he's done is, I think, is that he's got two real players who are good, and then the rest are all from the country of where that team is from or based. So that's what he's done there. Like here, they're all English, but he's got Messi and De Ligt and McLaren. So yeah, that should be interesting. Basically, how the league works is like that. So feel free to pause the video if you want to see all the rules and all that. But Continental, they'll qualify for the Champions League and the Europa League, obviously depending on the winner of the FA Cup, which is basically the FA Cup for this. And the past winners he's done are all the constructed winners, assuming from 95-96. Obviously, it's done like that because it's like a normal football season. It goes from August to next May, and obviously it's been a bit awkward because obviously F1 is done over a single calendar year, so it's a bit awkward like that. But I'm going to simulate one season now, and I will see you all at the end of the season, and we will see who wins the first Formula One Premier League. So here we are then at the end of the season. The first season anyway, the 1st of June, and let's have a look and see how technically the first year of the Formula One Premier League got on. Obviously a lot of stuff has happened here. Red Bull hired Zidane. I mean, a lot of stuff has gone on, let's be honest, but let's have a look at what happened. No, it would help if I actually clicked the box. There we go. Formula One Premier League. So, which one's this? So Mercedes won the league by 2 points from Red Bull. And oh my god, imagine if this happened in real life. Toro Rosso finished above Ferrari. Yep, Toro Rosso finished above Ferrari. That's actually quite funny. And Force India finished bottom. That's odd. So yeah, Mercedes won the first league season technically by 2 points from Red Bull. Let's see how they got on in other stuff. So they lost the Senna Cup, which is like a Super Cup type thing, to Ferrari. They lost in the quarterfinals of the Cup by Sauber over 2 legs, and that was it really. They didn't do much. Wow, what a boring year they've had. They didn't do much. I mean, they lost to Red Bull, the second to last game of the season, so that would have been a huge game if they'd lost their last game. Anyway, transfers then. Let's check out the transfers. So they spent £218 million. That's a lot of money. Let's see, they spent on the most. Ricardo Pereira from Porto, or from Nice. He was on loan at Nice. Sorry. So yeah, that's a lot. They bought Matteo Darmian from United. Not so sure that's a good signing. They've also bought Simone Zaza as well from Valencia. For all of you that will know him from when he was at time on loan from West Ham. Ducore from Watford, that's an interesting sign. William Carvalho as well. They didn't sell anyone, which was weird. So yeah, moving on to Red Bull then. See how they got on in any of their competitions. They got to the semi-finals. Well, they actually won the FIA Cup. Wow, they won the FIA Cup. So they are the first winners of the Cup competition, beating Williams in the final. To beat them over 2 legs, because the final is over 2 legs as well. Everything, the Cup competition seems to be over 2 legs. Like everything seems to be over 2 legs. Like every round. I don't know why. Yeah, every round is over 2 legs, but oh well. I guess it makes it fair. Transfer history then. They spent £165 million, so not as much as Mercedes, but they only finished 2 points behind them, which is impressive. Any notable signings here? Berardi, Asenjo, how do you say his name? Barami, I mean Villena as well. So they've signed quite a few people. Danny Ward, bit of a random signing that. And Danny Ward. Okay, whatever. Toro Rosso then. Let's see how they managed to get third. So they lost in the first round of the FIA Cup. Obviously, we know they didn't win it. So that's all they had left then was the league season. And they did quite well, to be fair to them. Did they do a league double over Ferrari? Or a league quadruple over Ferrari? However many times you play them. Beat them there. They drew with them there. Oh no. So Ferrari did beat them. Let's see what transfers they made to make them really good. They only spent £58 million, and they finished above Ferrari. That's actually quite impressive. They signed Ozjukup from Besiktas. Right. Okay, I don't know why they said Klavan. Some really weird signings here. Wait, they got him on loan and then they bought him permanently. Okay, that's weird. Moving on to Ferrari then, let's see how terrible they did. Their manager is still in charge somehow, Rathbun. Was it the same person? No. Carlo Ancelotti actually got sacked. Even though he won the Ayrton Senna Cup. So, and the manager, he only won just under half of his games. So, it's quite disappointing from Ferrari's point of view. The transfer history then. They signed Casemiro. They spent £204 million. I mean, wow. And they finished below Toro Rosso. I mean, they signed Willian, De Vrij, Florenzi, Lopez, Susaeta. I mean, that's a throwaway season for Ferrari there, I'm guessing. Well, McLaren still having a manager in charge. Obviously, they didn't win anything. Obviously, the next season, when the top 2 teams go into Europe, then we'll see how good they are. But obviously, for this season, they're not in Europe. They managed to get to the semi-finals of the Cup, though, which is impressive, losing to the eventual winners. Their transfer history, they spent 100. They sold someone. They sold De Ligt to City. Well, okay, that's interesting. So they signed. No one really. I mean, Asamoah maybe. They signed 2 free transfers, which is interesting. So that was McLaren. Sauber. They got to the semi-finals as well, losing to Williams. So that's impressive. Transfer history. They spent £43.5 million. Not signing anyone of significance there. Maybe Stambouli. I don't know. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to look at one more team. Force India, because they finished last. Schedule. That is one of the worst schedules I've ever seen in my life. Moving on to transfer history, they spent £71 million and they finished bottom. By how many points? By 9 points. And they finished bottom. And they spent, wow, that is a horrible season for Force India. But if you do want to see a second season of this, guys, then obviously leave a like and comment down below that you want to see a second season of this video, of this experiment even. Obviously, it's a new type of video on my channel. Also, if you want to see a series of me managing one of these teams, then I can do that. Obviously, Red Bull and Toro Rosso are now going to go into the Europa League, and Mercedes are going to go into the Champions League. So obviously they're going to be in Europe next year. But if you do want to see a second season of this, guys, or maybe many more, I don't know, I might go 5 years into the future, I don't know. But if you do want to see a second season, and also me managing one of these teams in the future, maybe as a new series, then let me know in the comments down below. But not much else to say, really. But I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.